Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's time for another episode of Coffee with Mr. Larry. It is March the 24th, and this is take two. I messed up the first one pretty bad. So I erased it and started all over again. So let's just jump right into it, and we'll see if I can get through it without messing it up too bad today. So, Coffee with Mr. Larry. We've been talking today, by the way, is National Cheesesteak Day. Now, I'm not much on the peppers in there, but you get the idea. And it looks good to me, and I'm hungry, and it's lunchtime. Those of you that are from Philadelphia, y'all can argue over who's got the best cheesesteak. But anyway, you make them, they're typically very, very good. So here's your word of wisdom today. Some days you're the pigeon, other days you're the statue, and some days you can be both. And so you take turns. But the idea here is that stuff happens, right? And it's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it. And you got to shake it off and move on when you're the statue. So we've been talking about credit. We've been talking, you started yesterday, and it's important that we sort of understand how this works. That our credit score is so important to all that we do. Now, obviously, one day we'd like to all be at a place where we didn't have to borrow money, or if we borrowed money, we borrowed it from ourselves and paid ourselves back. But you need to know what your credit score is. And you are entitled to at least one credit score a year. And, there are services out there that you can Credit Karma, and there's a couple of them that'll be more than happy to tell you what they are. Now, you got to remember a couple of things. Number one is that they're just aggregators, and will tell you what the reporting agencies actually have. So there's three true reporting agencies where credit is reported and histories are maintained. That's TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. That's the three. And so they all have different numbers. If you run your credit scores, they'll all have a little different number because they're all weighted just a little bit differently. But they're pretty, you can go in and look and see what gets weighted where. As a rule, these are the typical 5 things and how it impacts your credit score. They look at your payment history. Have you made payments? Have you got what they call derogatory marks on there where you were late or you didn't pay? They look at how much total that you owe. How much money do you completely owe? And that's everything: mortgage, cars, credit card bills, whatever it is. They look at how long the credit history has been. They look at how much new credit you have added to your mix, and then they look at the types of credit that's in use. Credit card, again, the mortgage and car payments and credit scores and that kind of stuff. Credit cards and those kind of things. Does it make a difference? Oh, yes, it does, and especially because you guys are by now figured out I'm in the mortgage business. We added that to our financial services this year. Your credit score makes a big difference when you go to buy a house. It impacts the pricing of that mortgage. And so here again, these are big, broad brush kind of statements that you see here on the screen, but they're pretty close. Anything over 800 is considered exceptional. Anything there in that mid range is considered very good, and then you get it. So the idea is the higher the score, the better you are. And so can you impact your credit score? Yes, you can, right? And listen, it's not uncommon for folks to have had tough times and all that. But if you want to raise your credit score, there are people that can help you. Now listen, there are a lot of folks out there when it comes to promising you credit repair that not so much good, right? They'll take your money and can't ever help you. So you got to find a good, solid one you can trust. I have a lady, her company, I trust implicitly. And if you would like to raise your credit score, if you'll just drop me a note or if you'll say hello, I will introduce you to her. She is honest, she is helpful, and she's got a magical tool that will open up and show you exactly the dings on the credit numbers, right? This one counted that much and this one counted that much. And you know, the name of the company is Create Credit, and she's just a good lady and a good company, and I would be happy to introduce you. We're going to continue our little conversation tomorrow about some credit education, but remember, there are 3 reporting agencies: TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, right? And they all are, you know, all the people that you borrow money from are reporting all of that into these credit agencies, and it's just that it's there and will be there, and it's hard to get around them, right? But the good news is you can fix almost anything, and we're you know, if you'd like to meet that lady I was telling you about, her name's Pam. I'll be happy to introduce you. Listen, go have a great day. It's a beautiful day in Savannah, Georgia, and stuff is blooming. Even the wisteria and the dogwoods are starting to bloom. So go out and enjoy your day. And good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, we'll be back tomorrow. And remember, God loves you, and He's especially fond of you. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.